Welcome back to Nightmare City, where last time we conquered this amazing house and started converting it into our home base. We're gonna start calling this place the Eyrie, which means an elevated nest built by birds of prey like falcons and eagles, which perfectly describes our position here in the suburbs of the city. You see, we're down here in the southeastern corner of the Forest District, which is predominantly a residential area, but the good loot is probably more in the northwestern end, so we're gonna have to start moving in that direction at some point, but not on foot. So today, I'm gonna knock out a few house raids and see if I can find myself a wrench and one more wheel so I can craft a bicycle. And once we're mobile, we can explore for suitable construction sites for the upcoming Horde base build. Yeah, I think this is the one we left off on right here, this little farmhouse. We've done everything except for the blue barn here where the main loot and the main zombies are, so let's kick things off right here. Okay, not a lot of options for safety here. Let's just maybe get some light going in here so we can see what's going on. Passing gas box, that's good. However, whoa. Hold up a second. Oh, nice, one-shot kill. We've got one cripple and one businessman. Shouldn't be too much of a tall order to kill all these guys. And it's all over. No, we do have one more who is stuck. It's this guy right here. German cowboy. Okay, I got the new gun here. Look at this, man. I found this at a car this morning. I was just out looking for some goldenrod so I can get some flowers and some goldenrod tea going. And yeah, I found this like little mini AK-47 thingy and a pistol. Just give that, ooh, that's a fast fire rate. That was just like a simple little tap there, but got the job done. It only holds 10 in a magazine. So yeah, get that reloaded. This just replaces the pipe machine gun. It's honestly not a whole lot better than the pipe machine gun, but it's a bit of an upgrade, so I'll take it. What do we get here? We get an AR-15 buttstock and some enforcer shoes, which unfortunately, I'm already wearing a set. Which one do you like more? I'll take the one that has better condition. There you go. Bookstore box here gets us a few magazines. Scrapping for fun though, that's important. One more of those. And we'll be able to craft ourselves a wrench. We just have to get the ingredients for it. Car parts box here gets us the wheel, so that's almost everything that we need. We just need mechanical parts now, and we'll have it. All kinds of junk around here, but no, we are on to the next place. Ah, yes, the sweet, sweet honeypot farm. I love this place. Okay, we're gonna do this one next. I think this is a tier 2, and it ain't an easy tier 2 either. I can barely see anything. There's just so many bushes in the way here. All right, I got most of the goodies out of the field there. Let's get inside and just be extra careful because I think, yep, we got a couple of zombies back there. Let's see if I can get the one-shot kill on businessman. Not quite. Oh, he's hard to track when he's moving that fast. And blunderbusty, got the one-shot kill on her. Oops, I tried to open the door. Oh, I guess that works out kind of better anyway, doesn't it? What are you ducking for? Stop doing that. Pretty soon here, we're gonna have to start putting some more points into combat, and I have been thinking about that. I think it would be kind of a good idea to go into like a brawler build. We can do the invincible brawler thing eventually. We can also use machine guns. Anybody in there? Nope. So there is a new skill perk under the fortitude tree, and it's called, what is it? Combat Stimulant. Remember we took those couple of injections there a couple of days ago? Well, we could specialize in these like super powerful injections, and we could use brawling, which is inherently dangerous, and machine gunner, and lightning hands, and living off the land, and we could just kind of like focus on hunter, gatherer, brawler, machine gunner build, you know, which perfectly suits life in Nightmare City. Hey, whoa! Hello there. Just shut those guys in there. I didn't get a helmet flashlight yet, but I do have night vision, so worst case scenario, just pop that on. I can see reasonably well here. Oh, geez. Oh, no. Okay, time to get some guns, I think. There we go. Okay, oh, full auto. Can I change... How do I change fire rate? Oh, there we go, single fire. Oh, that's what I need right there so I can conserve ammo. Oh, and I got infected. Okay, well, we're at the honeypot farm, so I'll find some honey here eventually, I'm sure, and we can get that all cured up. There we go, Furious Fists. Get some better knucks at some point. Okay, and then out here it's where the honey is, but it's also kind of where the big fight is. But look at this, little pillars I can jump up on. I can just get on the beehives, and the zombies won't be able to get to me. At least that is the idea. Just crouch down and start whacking them on top of the head, whack-a-mole style. There we go, 1, 2, 3, all down. Nope, that was the last stump that I saw, so okay, no honey. That is kind of bad news. We'll have to hope for some medicine in the main loot stash. And what's the plan gonna be right here? I think we're gonna hatch this up here. And that way we're just a little bit safer. All right, this'll do. Good enough. Okay, down we go. We've got at least a couple zombies in here. Am I right? They back there? Yes. Oh, okay. Mr. Raucous here with the hard hat on. See if we, oh, geez. They move so fast. It's kind of like scary sometimes. Yep, whack and shut you right down there. Get my stamina back and, oh, thanks for just pushing your head through there. Appreciate it. And then we've got Gadnak here. I think this is it though. Yes, sir. Main stash. Any antibiotics? No. What is this though? Morphine injection, instant health, damage resistance, buff resistance. Does this have, yeah, compatibility, adrenaline? So I'm gonna have to pay attention to this more. Apparently there are ones that say like incompatibility. So there are definitely some that I don't think you have to take them together, but there are definitely some that you cannot take together. And I think it says incompatibility when that's the case. We'll just have to wait and see, find some more and see what they all say. Potato and peas, yummy. Lamb rations and murky water. And batter up book. Oh my goodness, the water purifier mod. That is gold. Well, you know, water's not really an issue anymore anyway, so it's not that great, but it's nice to have. I could drink murky water and stuff now. And interestingly, all of my clothing and even my primitive tools have a lot of mod slots, so I can just put this purifier onto my helmet and should be able to just start drinking murky water here when I want to. Right? No ill effects? Nice. All right, that is it for the sweet, sweet honeypot farm. Sans the honey, of course. We didn't find any of that, so it's just the pot farm, I guess you could call it. I'm gonna have to head back to the base, stash my loot, and get some medicine, and we'll be back at it later on this afternoon. I am tracking honey stumps with the challenge menu so that I can harvest up some more honey. I had to go out for a little bit of an expedition to find some to cure my infection. Here's, you never know it, but there is definitely a stump down here. No honey though. I've done probably 20 of these things and only gotten one extra honey, apart from the one that I ate to cure the infection. But yeah, I'll keep doing that as I go along. I want to get over here. There's a little abandoned farm I want to check out over here. Yeah, this one right here was the Hey Dude Fields. I like that. Hey Dude Fields. Okay, got to go around front to get inside, I think. And I suppose there's probably a zombie or two in here. That gets us a bunch of parts, rifle scope, sound moderator, that's a silencer there, couple of bullets, 9x21. That might go into that Tokarev pistol that I found earlier. I think that was some kind of a 9mm. And that's, ooh, weapons bag over there. Aha. Anything good in this one? Oh, a Vector 9mm. Nice. And weapons modifier magazine as well. So that must be for, I would say, crafting mods. We'll check into that at some point when I get the workbench crafted a little bit later on. Still need one more magazine to get myself a wrench, or, you know, just find the wrench outright. So that is still my mission. But for now, gotta lighten the load here just a little bit. Gonna have these little storage boxes everywhere until I get myself a good vehicle. Gonna stop by here for a quick gutter gulp. Since we've got the helmet purifier mod, I can just top this off, no problem. No consequence. And I'd say we have time for just about one more mission here. Might be my first time here. Ah, okay, there we go. First zombie there. Hello, Miss Tema. And, ooh, a skill point after that. Very nice. I'm gonna hang on to that one, though, because I'm kind of tempted to do... Where did I even put that? Okay. I'm tempted to do some vehicle adventures. Whoops. Shoot. Which is gonna require a point into intellect, I think. Look at that gutter water giving me all kinds of extra stamina. Love it. Come on, wrench. Oh, nothing. Nothing at all under that sink there. That bodes poorly. And one bone, man. Okay, I think our best chances are probably to get like a main loot stash or some bookshelves somewhere that will net us that last magazine. I can just craft my own after that. And we're up to, yeah, like the main loot area. All right, let's go super stealth for this one. See if I can even get up here. Come on, come on. Carefully sneak down and Dammy J there. Kill and loot bag and Matthew Miller Mega Donut there. Good night. Whoop, we got even more here. Hold on a second. Get ready for a real fight. One down. Another lab worker here. What were you all cooking up here anyway? Probably meth by the looks of it. Nice. All set. Okay, time to loot up. Fingers crossed we can get that last magazine that we need though. And, ooh, some assassin gloves. not too shabby. Chem station had some glue. That's pretty good. The main loot has a shotgun book and, ooh, what's this? Grenade boxes contain impact and normal grenades. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of grenades. 5 contact grenades, 5 regular grenades, impact grenade, and the M67, which it's just a grenade, I guess. Raider helmet, silencer. Ooh, good stuff, man. What did I say about people in Nightmare City being armed to the teeth, man? We got a huge head start on the zombies, I feel like. All right, cool little place there. I am fully encumbered, so I'm gonna see if I can start hauling all of this loot back. Oh, geez, it's almost nightfall. All right, yeah, I gotta go find my box and see how much I can get home before dark. Aha, home sweet home. Very nice. Okay, we're all safe and sound. I gotta get the loot organized, and I'm not heading back out tonight, so I guess I'll just catch up with you in the morning, where the quest will continue to get this stupid wrench. So the next morning, I set out to either find a wrench or unlock the wrench and craft one myself, so therefore I could then get the mechanical parts needed to get the workbench. But in the first car that I opened, there it was, an engine, which I could scrap into 30 mechanical parts and then get the workbench and everything else that I need. And while that was crafting, I went next door to an empty lot and started clearing things out there a little bit to get some wood, some clay soil, and some stone for cobblestone and basically base building later on. And at this point, I was feeling really good about myself. I got the workbench, we didn't even need to get the wrench, I could just get that naturally later on, you know, and then it hit me.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
I didn't have enough springs for the bicycle handlebars, so we were back to plan A. We were back to trying to find ourselves or craft a wrench. And it was in a nearby POI that I let my guard down a little bit and got ambushed by a few zombies and paid for it dearly. Another infection and a broken arm. But I had myself patched up in no time and I was back on the warpath to find that wrench. And sure enough, I opened up another car and there it was. Oh, geez, there's a wrench right here with a PP9 Clin. Okay. Oh, geez. Okay, so we're going back to plan B, which is to go back to the base and get the bicycle crafted. My goodness, every time I get like a minimum of like 800 meters from the base, I get what I need and I gotta walk all the way back. Okay, here we go again. Oh, what is it with the swirly twirlies there? This time I'm gonna bring some extra mechanical parts and springs back home with me. And at long last, there it is. Check this out. First person view inside the bicycle. How I had to take my helmet off because for some reason, if I'm wearing my lumberjack hat here with the goggles, we get an interesting little view here. So yeah, we might need some tinkering to figure that situation out. All right, well, it's too late now to head out to do anything that's any distance away. So for the remainder of the night, I will head over to that place over there and see if I can get like at least half of a raid in before nightfall. Yeah, I think this one here is a tier 3 anyway, so we're gonna have to be extra careful here, and then we'll come back with some lockpicks later on so we can get the main loot. Whew. Crap. Woke 3 up already. Get the guns. 1, 2 headshots. Careful on the ammunition, we don't have a whole lot of it. And the last one here, sledgehammer. Oh, another guy here. Oh, come on. Ah, let me out. Oh no, a concussion. Oh, that's the thing, man. These zombies, they don't hit very hard, but it seems like despite that, I'm still suffering all kinds of ill effects. I've had like 3 infections, concussion, deep lacerations, fatigue all the time. My goodness. This really is a nightmare, isn't it? Okay, gotta stock back up on cloth. I've been making all kinds of duct tape, and I'm on fire! No, I was standing on the embers too long. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. Getting the drop on some people. Who do we got in here? 1 zombie. JC Flux here. And I think that's a pretty good stopping point. Yeah, I got 16 minutes left on the broken arm. I've got a concussion. I gotta heal up a little bit. I'm starting to get a little bit hungry, so let's call it right there. I am gonna work on resource collection throughout the night. It is day 5 going into day 6, so we're gonna need lots of resources to begin construction on the Horde base. Top of the morning to you. So I got myself some commando armor crafted last night, so I'll be rocking that for a little while, and we're gonna be heading out today to select a site to build the base. So we have to find some kind of like an open parking lot or, you know, something that we can build inside of. Really Auto here has a whole bunch of room that we could build a base inside. You know, ultimately I want the chop shop to have a little bit of a basement, and I do have an idea for how to make the chop shop viable for day 7. Yeah, it's gonna involve digging a little bit of a trench on the back side of the base, which would be right here. Okay, I gotta do some more measurements here and see how this is all gonna shake out. Okay, so here's how it all goes down. You go into your round shapes, 7M, and we're starting off with the cube 7-meter round. You can use the 0.5, you can use the 0.1. They just have the opposite rotation, so it's easier to kind of place them around. And so if we take the 4-meter right here, we just say copy rotation. You just start laying that in. You go to the 3, place that down. You go down to the 2, jump up here, and follow that up with the 1, and all of a sudden you got this curved shape like so, and then you just come to the backside and do the same exact thing and run all these all the way up. So this is the area where the zombies will walk through, and this will be like a hatch hallway. We'll just do a hatch hallway for day 7, and then hopefully we'll have a generator and all the traps by day 14, and we can just run the base the way it's originally designed to be run. But for now, we have to do things the good old-fashioned way. Yeah, these 2 shapes right here will be the middle, and that's gonna mean we're gonna do a little bit of a trick here and dig this down probably 3 meters if possible. Okay, and it just so happens that as I was doing that, I saw a wandering horde sprint on past, and oh my god, it was scary. They moved so quickly over there. Yeah. Oh! I didn't want to have to do that, but I did it anyway. I need to get on top of some. Okay, just get up here. Up, and we're gonna just see if we can crash this whole party with 1 contact grenade. Here we go. Whoa, my eardrums. That seems to have worked, though. Oh, jeez. Oh, we're having a really hard time here in the downtown. Sprained arm. Another infection. I can't get a break with those things. Oh, now my arm is sprained. I'm concussed. I'm stunned. And I can't get away. Hungry and thirsty as well. Okay, hopefully there's something that can save me in this loot bag here. There's not. I'm screwed with 5 bullets left for my gun, too. Okay. Let's just hope that we can get this, like, somewhat completed. Okay, here we go. Another chance here. All right, there goes my thirst. That's nice. We're pretty much just about done anyway. I just got to replace some of these shapes here, and we'll call it, and we'll finish the rest of it tomorrow probably. Okay, here we go. We're just gonna copy shape and rotation on the bottom portion of the 5-meter round shapes, and all we have to do is bring it to the edge of the pit, I believe, and then just run this straight over, and then doing the same thing vertically. Just copy shape, copy rotation, and we'll get that same exact profile as we had with the wood out here. And then on the front side, I'm just gonna do cube shape in the middle, on face, just do something like, I don't know, something simple like that, so that the zombies can't stack up too high, because they're all going to be kind of wedged in here trying to get through, and we're going to be fighting from behind a hatch right here, hopefully with like lots of coffee, any sort of power up I have, skull crushers. We'll have to look around and see if we can find a vending machine for that. Okay, for the sides here, I'm just going to go up a total of 3 meters. We'll have to go up higher than that eventually, but out of cobblestone, I'm only going to do 3 meters. So the idea here is that we're going to have a trench guarding us from behind, so the zombies can't attack us from behind. They shouldn't want to jump over here. You know, I'll cover this up with, like, you know, plywood, but I don't want to build a back wall, because then I have to destroy it to finish construction of the base. But we do want to double layer the walls between us and the zombies without having to go back and do demo work later on. So we've got this, it's called it's a wedge 60 incline shape in this orientation here, and I'm gonna run this back all the way to where the trench was, and we'll just copy this one over here and do the same exact thing. And then we want a scaffolding ladder on top of that. This can be not anything, but you could use a lot of different shapes for this. Railing, bars. Basically, this is just a little bit of a window, and you're gonna run electric fence posts and wires through here eventually. I think the scaffolding ladder is a great block. It has a lot of different utilities, and so that's what I'm gonna go with here. On top of this, though, can I? Oh no, I can't jump up there? Oh, because my concussion has ruined my parkour ability. That's nice. Good to know about. So for this one here, is that right? Yeah, that's right there. So we're just reversing the orientation from the bottom wedge 60 incline, and I'm gonna run this straight across the top. Okay, so that is what you get right there. You get this kind of like X shape, and that's where we'll do all of our fighting, is down here in the trench. So furthermore, since this is gonna be a hatch hallway here, I've got some hatches that are crafting. We're gonna do hatch there, hatch here, and hopefully this is where we'll do all of the fighting, but I kind of doubt that. I don't know how bad it's going to be really, but then we're just going to have backup hatches all along the way, and to make sure that the zombies stay down and don't like climb up there, we're gonna just go with something simple here. I'll just do bars, and these will have to be knocked out. So there will be some demo work after the Horde night to get rid of this stuff, but I'll try to make it as easy on myself as possible. Let's just bring this right to the back here, and then if the zombies do break in, my like Alamo option will be to jump up on top of this when my parkour is working again. So that will probably want to be upgraded to cobblestone. We'll go cobblestone for the first 2, and then I'll do wood for the rest, and then during Horde night, if I'm falling back this far, I will just upgrade them on the fly, I think. And then we'll have, you know, backup hatches pretty much the entire distance to the back. Here we go, payback, our first candidate here at the front to see how this is gonna go. It's gonna be so chaotic. I'm probably gonna die. I'll do the best I can though. Oh, see, that's what we don't want. And that's why we have backup hatches. So if a zombie does squish in, we'll be able to kind of pin him in here somewhere and then kind of try to fight back to the front. And it's actually a great demonstration. They're not trying to go through the sides because they see it as there's 2 walls of cobblestone between them and me. So they're just like, okay, you know what? I'll just go through the hatches instead. No problem. And then that's where we fight them and hopefully win the battle. And for the back here, I don't think we're going to get any cops or anything, but I was thinking to just probably put something on the back here just to kind of, you know, block line of sight at least. You know, maybe we get some spiders or something during the night, and you know, we don't want them just jumping straight in, right? There we go. So we can jump in, we got some ladders on the side, we got some bars so we can see what's going on out there. We don't need to make this any more complicated than it already is. However, I guess I could put the floor in here, the permanent floor. So basically how that's gonna work is we'll have a scaffolding ladder here and there. Basically where I'm gonna put the blade traps is right in this line right here. And so it looks nice if I end up kind of putting them just like this. And then in every other spot, we'll put a plate that we can stand on. All set. And so yeah, if they end up breaking through, whoops, I messed this up here. If they end up breaking through and we have no more hatches to defend ourselves, we can sort of technically just stand up here, and I think there's enough cobblestone here that we could last the night up here. Yeah, see, he's gonna, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. They're just gonna come in here and start whacking on stuff, and I'm gonna have a hard time fighting them. Maybe I'll bring some like bow and arrow and stuff like that to fight, but because I'm not gonna have a lot of ammo, I'll tell you that much. Oh no, my helmet! My helmet's in the way again. Kind of getting toward a crisis level right now. I need 2 honeys. Fortunately, my little tracker here is good for, I can do 2 more honeys before I lose that ability. We're at 3 out of 5. Jeez, I'm not having good luck on these stumps so far though. And more zombies to contribute to my infection. I can't even see her. Oh no, get back. I do have this Tokarev pistol though, and it's the only thing I really have ammo for. So fortunately that's working pretty well. There we go, that's 1. That'll knock down the infection to 2.5%. Still need 1 more though. Finally! Oh my god, that took forever. Okay, that's the last honey, and from now on I gotta find them on my own, and it's just turned to nightfall, so for goodness sake, don't get punched by a zombie again. Here we go, we're back to the Eyrie. Now, next week we definitely have to hammer out some more clear missions and get some of these POIs cleared out. Maybe hit up like a drugstore or a pharmacy or something, see if we can get some more medicine, because that has been the biggest problem for me here so far, is that I just can't seem to keep myself healthy. So I'm gonna see what I can get done here throughout the night, just do some cooking, crafting, cleaning, and whatever else, do some resource harvesting probably, check on the garden outside, looks like some of that stuff needs to be harvested up, and we'll be heading out to the chop shop to fight the Horde tomorrow. Hey everyone, first of all, I just have to say, wow, thank you so much for the support on the first episode of this series. Nightmare City has been a big hit for the channel, probably one of the best videos I've done in, geez, I don't know, like 6 or 8 months. It's been a long time since I had such a good video as that, so I'm glad that everyone seems to be enjoying it. Thank you all for watching, for your interaction, for the comments and likes and stuff. Appreciate that. I've been modding though for the last couple of hours because I need to make some adjustments to our playthrough here, because what I'm noticing is that the Tarkov weapons are a little bit too abundant in the loot. So I've gone into the loot.xml, I've tuned things down considerably. So the idea is that, you know, we should find weapons on a rare occasion, as it is in vanilla. You know, we'll still find a couple here and there, but it's not going to be like every single car, every single chest, every single weapons rack. As much as I would like that to be the case, and that does feel realistic, I don't think it makes for a challenging playthrough. I have a whole box full of weapons. I have like 20 guns at this point, and I just edited out most of the finding and testing of these weapons because I got to a point where I was like, you know what, I need to get rid of some of these, or else we're just gonna breeze right through things here. So the weapons will definitely come in handy later on when we're going to the wasteland and stuff like that, but for now, I want to kind of ease into things a little bit. I want to focus more on crafting these weapons, on unlocking them, and on making decisions on what we want to use and what we want to play with and craft, not just kind of hauling everything out of the loot and then having a big box and being like, well, what do I want to use tonight, right? So we'll see how it goes. I'm flexible. I'll continue to tinker with things. Leave me your feedback below, and yeah, just, you know, shout out to everyone for the support on the series so far. Thank you all so much. I hope you're looking forward to the big Horde fight at the Chop Shop in the next episode. But shout out, of course, to my supporters over here, and to you as well for watching through to the end of this video. And I'll see you all in the next one.